America is a land of extremes, where the dazzling lights of sprawling cities meet the quiet majesty of vast, untouched landscapes. From the bustling streets of New York to the silent depths of the Grand Canyon, this country is a patchwork of contrasts, urban and rural, old and new, tradition and innovation. Every corner tells a different story, and every horizon promises something unexpected. It's a nation that has given birth to world-changing inventions and bold ideas, a place where creativity thrives and the future is always being imagined. Yet, in the midst of this relentless drive for progress, America still clings to feet, pounds, and gallons, a measurement system that baffles much of the world. This curious blend of forward thinking and stubborn tradition is just one of the many puzzles that define the American experience. We'll explore how a nation founded by rebels and dreamers managed to create a government unlike any other, and how it built an economy that became the envy of the world. From the marble halls of the Capitol to the frantic energy of Wall Street, America's institutions reflect both its ideals and its contradictions. Along the way, we'll look at the everyday choices that puzzle outsiders, like the love affair with giant pickup trucks, symbols of freedom and power that dominate highways and suburban streets. These vehicles are more than just transportation, they're a statement, a reflection of the American spirit of independence and adventure. And then there's the peculiar measurement system, a holdover from the past that persists in classrooms, kitchens, and construction sites across the country. While the rest of the world has moved on to metric, Americans measure their lives in inches, feet, and miles, a small detail that speaks volumes about the nation's relationship with change and identity. These quirks, both big and small, reveal the American soul, a blend of pride, individuality, and a deep sense of belonging. Whether it's the stars and stripes waving on the 4th of July, or the everyday kindness of strangers, there's a spirit here that's hard to define but impossible to ignore. Our journey will piece together this grand puzzle, examining not just America's global influence, its music, movies, technology, and ideas that have shaped the world, but also the ways it continues to reinvent itself for better or worse on the world stage. Yet beneath the surface, America faces serious internal challenges. From political polarization and social unrest to economic inequality and homelessness, these issues are as much a part of the American story as its triumphs. They remind us that the nation's greatest strengths are often intertwined with its deepest struggles. By the end, we'll see America not as a simple story, but as a complex, contradictory, and endlessly fascinating place. A country defined by its puzzles, its passions, and its people. This is the great American puzzle, and the pieces are waiting to be discovered. America began with a bang, its birth marked not by quiet negotiation, but by the thunder of revolution and the dreams of ordinary people who dared to imagine a new kind of nation. The colonies, scattered along the Atlantic coast, were a patchwork of different cultures, beliefs, and ambitions, yet they were united by a growing sense of injustice under British rule. Taxes imposed from afar, laws made without their consent, and the heavy hand of a distant king all fueled a fire that would soon ignite into open rebellion. Forged in revolution against Great Britain, the American people risked everything, homes, livelihoods, even their lives, for the hope of self-determination. The struggle was long and bitter, filled with moments of both triumph and despair. Yet, through hardship and sacrifice, a new identity began to take shape, one rooted in the belief that freedom was worth fighting for. In 1776, the colonists took a bold step that would change the course of history. With the signing of the Declaration of Independence, they asserted not only their right to choose their own government, but also the radical idea that all people are created equal, endowed with unalienable rights. This document was more than a statement of separation. It was a promise to themselves and to the world that a new nation, built on liberty and justice, could exist. This rebellious spirit became the heartbeat of the American identity, inspiring the creation of a unique constitution. The framers debated fiercely, determined to build a system that balanced power and protected individual freedoms. The Constitution was a living experiment, designed to adapt and endure, reflecting the nation's ongoing quest for a more perfect union. Out of this foundation, the American dream emerged, a powerful idea that anyone, regardless of background, could achieve success through hard work and determination. This promise drew millions from around the world, each bringing their hopes and traditions, weaving them into the fabric of a growing nation. Cities swelled with new arrivals, factories buzzed with activity, and the streets echoed with dozens of languages, all united by the pursuit of opportunity. Yet even as America proclaimed ideals of liberty and equality, it struggled with deep contradictions. The promise of freedom was not extended to all. Slavery, segregation, and discrimination cast long shadows over the nation's history. Generations of Americans have fought to close the gap between the country's founding principles and its reality, marching, organizing, and demanding that the nation live up to its highest ideals. Despite these challenges, the dream of America continues to inspire. It fosters optimism and ambition, encouraging people to take risks, reinvent themselves, and believe in the possibility of a better tomorrow. From entrepreneurs launching new ventures to students celebrating their achievements, the spirit of striving and reinvention remains at the core of the American experience. This foundational story of rebellion, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of a better future sets America apart. It is a nation forever shaped by its origins, a place where the struggle for freedom and the hope for progress continue to define its people and its promise to the world. Individualism defines the American mindset, emphasizing self-reliance and personal freedom. This focus fuels innovation and entrepreneurship, producing icons like Silicon Valley. However, it also leads to a weaker social safety net, expecting individuals to fend for themselves. This spirit shows in direct communication and a do-it-yourself culture. The American hero archetype, the lone cowboy, the maverick inventor, embodies this belief in the power of one. America's economy is a global powerhouse, with a GDP over $28 trillion. Companies like Apple and Google shape global commerce, while the dollar dominates international finance. Innovation and a vast consumer market drive this economic might. However, wealth is unevenly distributed, with significant income inequality. The American dream promises upward mobility, but many find the ladder's rungs far apart. Debates on minimum wage and education costs highlight these economic divides. America's political system is a unique puzzle, carefully crafted over centuries to prevent any single person or group from holding too much power. From the very beginning, the founders were wary of tyranny, drawing inspiration from both European traditions and their own revolutionary experiences. The result is a government structure that is intentionally complex with multiple layers and overlapping responsibilities. At its core, the United States is a federal republic, meaning that power is divided and shared between the national government in Washington, D.C., and the 50 individual state governments. Each state has its own constitution, legislature, and governor, allowing for a remarkable diversity of laws and policies across the country. This federal structure means that Americans are governed by two sets of laws, state and federal, sometimes leading to cooperation, and other times to conflict. One of the most distinctive and often debated features of the American system is the Electoral College. Instead of a direct popular vote, the president is chosen by electors from each state, a process that can result in a candidate winning the presidency without securing the most votes nationwide. This system was designed as a compromise, balancing the influence of large and small states, but it continues to spark controversy and calls for reform. American politics is dominated by two major parties, the Democrats and the Republicans. This two-party system shapes nearly every aspect of political life, from elections to legislation. The competition between these parties is fierce, often leading to sharp polarization and heated debates on issues ranging from the economy to social justice. Yet this rivalry also energizes voters and keeps the political process dynamic and responsive. Underpinning it all is a system of checks and balances, where the executive, legislative, and judicial branches each have distinct powers and the ability to limit one another. This framework reflects a deep skepticism of concentrated authority, ensuring that no branch can act unilaterally for long. Compromise and negotiation are built into the very fabric of American governance. While this intricate system can sometimes lead to gridlock and frustration, it also embodies the nation's founding rebellious spirit, a belief in liberty, debate, and the ongoing struggle to form a more perfect union. The American political system, with all its quirks and challenges, remains a living experiment in democracy. America's everyday life is marked by unique quirks, like its measurement system. Dates and time formats differ from global norms, reflecting cultural independence. Food culture is defined by abundance, with large portions and a love for fast food. Culinary diversity thrives, yet American habits like ice in drinks and free refills stand out. These quirks reveal a practical, consumer-driven culture resistant to outside change. America's global influence is immense, driven by cultural soft power. Hollywood and pop music export American values worldwide, creating familiarity. Brands like Nike and Apple symbolize a desired lifestyle of modernity and freedom. However, America's military presence and foreign policy often spark criticism. The nation is admired for its culture but scrutinized for its societal issues. This paradox makes America both a beacon of hope and a cautionary tale. America faces significant challenges like the lack of universal health care. Racial inequality remains a deep-seated issue, with ongoing struggles for justice. Political polarization creates a divided nation, hindering problem-solving. The American dream feels out of reach for many, with rising inequality and costs. These challenges are as much a part of America as its strengths, shaping its future. America is a tapestry of contradictions, balancing ideals and messy realities. Its economy is a global giant, yet struggles with internal inequality. The political system protects liberty, but often leads to gridlock. Everyday quirks reflect a confident, independent national character. America's global influence is both admired and criticized. This ongoing argument with itself makes America a dynamic, captivating experiment.